Shop 195. For those of you who don't know my definition of skinny, it's under 200. So I'm skinny today! Skinny and sinewy. Sinewy is my advanced body type. So anyway, I just did that weigh-in at 195, and I got to be at 190 by Friday morning, and it's Tuesday morning. That's not bad. That's not bad. I've been 5 pounds off right before on Thursday morning, where I had to weigh in on Friday and did my fast day, and I've made it. So I'm like definitely getting control of this. I think it's because these weekend workouts are getting longer and harder, and I'm sticking to my 1,800 calories because it's no matter what it takes diet. So I think the weight's starting to come off a little quicker earlier in the week because I'm working hard with no food hardly, but it's making me mentally tough and it's physically getting me skinny. And that's my whole thing, and I stress this over and over again, is I can't train enough to make up for carrying weight. I just can't. I've tried it like the last couple years. After I got done with the English channel, I kept saying, yeah, but a ton of this is muscle, because I put a lot of muscle on swimming the English channel on my back and everything from all that swimming I did. You're talking, 10 to 15 hours a week of swimming, and you start getting muscly on the back. I remember looking at a picture before I swam the English channel on my back, and I was like, whose back is that? That back is huge. I look like kind of like a little mini Hulk. I doubt it looks like that now because I'm getting sinewy. So anyway, I did like 4 years ago when I did my best run at Arrowhead. I made 100 miles. I got down to, I believe, somewhere between 192 and 195. And I did the whatever it takes diet then, just like what I am now, which is, I think I fasted 7 Thursdays in a row right now to get down. I did whatever it takes diet then, but I only had to skip meals. I didn't have to skip days. So this is a more advanced course, and for some reason the weight is stickier, but it knows I'm not giving in, man. So it's coming off. And but it makes a huge difference when you're out there competing. That, not especially in running or walking or climbing, mountain climbing. It's gravity, it's gravity. And so I'm coming down. I got on the ropes. So I'm hitting for that one. I feel really, really good. It'll be exciting when I get under 190. Like I said, I was going for 185, but I looked at my time frame. I think I can get down to 182. And that'd be really cool. I love when people look at me and go, "You're getting too skinny." Nobody said that when I got really fat when I was swimming the channel. Nobody said, "You're getting too fat." The only one who did it was my mentor, Bob, my cold water swimming mentor. Was after I didn't make my last English channel where I got to swim. He said, "You got too fat." He's a guy who can call it like it is, and I probably did get too fat, but it doesn't really matter in cold water because I didn't get hypothermic either. And I swam for almost 12 hours in cold water, and I only didn't make it because I got separated from a storm. But maybe if I was skinnier, I'd been a little faster and I'd have made it to shore. I don't know, but he's a very wise man, and he told me I got too chubby. But he's the only one. He was the only one. I've already had a handful of people tell me I'm getting too skinny now. Don't get any skinnier. I go, what happens when you get too skinny? You get blown away by the wind? You usually don't die of anything unless you're going to get bulimia or one of those things that, and I don't know anybody who's died of that, man. But trust me, I like eating too much to die of that. I'm just a driven man. I'm just driven. Need to be sinewy. Yeah, if I get down to 182, man, that's like, I'll be hauling some serious ass when I'm moving, man. I'll be moving. I'll be like, who is this? I already feel like this now, man. I get out there and I'm like, wow, who is this guy? He's so sinewy. His body's so light. It's so light. I'm like, I I'm feeling it, man. I'm starting to already feel it. It's awesome. All right, I also feel really good today. Yesterday, you know, I noticed my vlogs after my big, long training days are very short. I don't have much to say, man. It's a rest day. I did one yoga class. I was going to try to do two. I got busy, but I was really tired too, man. I was, you know, I need that rest. And I still don't, I would eat twice as many calories as 1,800 on that recovery day if I wasn't trying to be so skinny and sinewy. But I don't, and it makes it tough. It's a tough day for me mentally. It's tough. But remember, I tell you, man, everything you do that's tough is building you up, man. It's letting you know that you're paying your dues, man. You're paying your dues. And when you get out there in the middle of one of these crazy races, when I get out there in the middle of the night, in the middle of a snowstorm, in the middle of a blizzard, when it's minus 20 or 30 degrees, I'm going to think, I paid my dues. I paid my dues. I'm entitled to finish this now. I paid my dues. I'm going to finish this. The universe is going to... It's going to let me finish this, baby. I'm giving it everything I got because I paid my dues. I'm not giving up myself on it. Because it's really negative when people think they're entitled to things. I always hear like negative stuff on that, especially on, you know, when people are talking on YouTube and, you know, it's like they don't like that word entitled, and I think they think of it more like when you get stuff handed to you or something. But where I would use the word entitled, and I do believe when I pay all these dues, I'm entitled to finish that. I'm supposed to finish these events and races and mountain climbs. It says entitled, believing in oneself, so inherently deserving of privileges or special treatment. I don't know if you consider special treatment that you're going to summit or you're going to finish. I believe it. I believe that I believe that much in myself and how hard I'm training right now that I am entitled to finish those things. And I believe the conditions are going to bow to that, man. They're either going to or I'm going to just push through the conditions because I believe I'm entitled to it from paying all these dues. So I will, whatever it is, snowstorms, minus 48 degrees, you know, blizzards, it doesn't matter. I'm entitled because I'm making myself entitled in my head. I believe I am entitled to the special privilege of finishing. And it is a privilege, man. These are crazy hard races. Crazy hard mountains to climb, but I'm paying my dues, and so I do believe I'm entitled to. So anyway, my vision board, as I've been talking about, it's right there. You know, I got Connor, shows what's possible. 4 years from being on welfare to being a 2-belt world champion in the UFC, and fighting Floyd Mayweather for $100 million. The Lamborghini. Fancy car, the Lambo, as it's called by those who own one. Since I own one in my head, it's a Lambo, private jet. So I was already thinking. So I sit here and I added this to my repertoire is putting on these abundance affirmations as I sit here.
Prosperous. I am abundant. I am opulent. I am a master at wealth. I am worthy of making a lot of money. I am open and receptive to all the wealth life has to offer. I am aligned with the energy of abundance. I am aligned with the energy of prosperity.
So that's called I Am Prosperity Affirmations. So that's my new thing I'm kind of adding is I watch right when I'm laying in bed and I'm delirious, man. I turn on that the affirmations for it's called the Millionaire Mind, but it does visuals with it. And then when I come in here, this is strictly, you know what I mean? There's no visuals on this one. This is just the affirmations. And so I just sit here and stare at my posters. I just stare at my posters and listen to that and feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it. And I was thinking, I'm thinking about remodeling. Of course, I have to consult with my partner in crime, Furley, before I tear everything up. But where I got the big screen TV that I don't watch, my family gave it to me after I went bankrupt like 10 years ago. I'm pretty sure I've never had it hooked up. Maybe in the very beginning I had it hooked up for a week or two. I don't know, but I don't watch TV unless it's like a Warrior game or something. I don't even watch that here. I'd watch that while I was eating dinner someplace. But I got room for a couple more posters up there. And I'm thinking these got to be event ones, man. I got to put my Denali poster up, and I'm thinking Everest. I sent Deb a note to tell her that she could try and dig these up and order them for me. And so right there, man, Everest, Denali, man. I just got to feel it, and I got to get the Denali one quick because that's coming up, and I got to see it, feel it, keep looking at it, keep listening to it. So I'll have the events on this wall, and then right here I got the money shots. I got the abundance shots. I got the things that are freaking, it'd be fun to pull up at the English Channel in a private jet. Probably get there quicker. Anyway, so this is being added to my morning repertoire. So I'm going to listen to, I just have this down for like 10 minutes. I may increase it, but I got to get my butt out the door and get my my 2-mile walk and get my day started. So maybe I'll just keep it at 10 minutes for a while, but I'm on it, man. I'm on the train. Oh. Finished off my 2-mile walk. I think I didn't click it quick enough again. 8 minutes, no. But I was at, I think I was at 13:40 on that last mile. That's like pretty dang good. I'm starting to go under 14. Like once I get warmed up kind of regularly, 27:49. So definitely under 14 for my average. I think I was just a little over 14 on the way out to the park for the first mile and on the way back. So God, improvement just motivates you, you know. And I don't know if you could see, I was kind of trying to show it, but I'm trying to drive my knee out there and land on my heel, man. Like, you know, get further out there, land on my heel. It looks better when I do it like this. When I watch on the videos, it doesn't look as good. But the idea is I want to get out there further, and by driving my knee out, it gets me out there further. So I got another 6 weeks till Tuscobia. I'll have it down by then. First workout. Yeah! One other thing that I'm starting to do that's really helping out is my posture's like really improving with all this yoga and stretching and back bends and cobra poses for those of you who know something about yoga. And yeah, and it helps. You're supposed to be totally upright when you stride out there. You're supposed to be like, you know, perpendicular to the ground. And when everything's really tight, your hamstrings are tight, your hips are tight, your lower back's tight. In order to stride out, you bend over. You bend over further, and that's what I was doing. And that's not how you do it. That's not proper form. And so I'm being able to stand up taller, which allows my leg to go out there easier, out in front, rather than fighting against those muscles because they were so stiff. And they're definitely coming around. I'm definitely getting more limber all the time. It's just got off the phone with somebody that, you never hear me say this, fired me up. It fired me up. So I got a hold of a local guy here in Katati. Doesn't live very far away, or doesn't have a shop very far away from where I live. And they work on acrylic, man. See this sled? This is a badass sled. This is my racing sled that I'm going to be taking to Scobia and Arrowhead. And I love this. I love the cover. I love it. Tracks really good. Look, it has this fancy. This is fancy. This thing is fancy. It goes really straight, and I love this thing, this sled. Anyway, I broke it last year. I was weighing it, so I had like 50 pounds worth of gear in it last year, and I don't know why you're trying to keep it as light as possible, right? And you really got to carry so much food and so much gear, and you can't really get it that much lighter. But I guess you're always curious what it weighs. So they have a scale there at the hotel where I was at, and I had it all loaded up, and I put it on end like at 9 o'clock at night, 9:30. Right, the race you got. We're getting up at like 4 in the morning to head out for the race, or 5, I can't remember. But and then I put it on end, and it buckled right here, man, on both. See that? It buckled on both sides right there. Just went, and I hear this big crack, and I'm like, no. And so we did this temporary repair. My buddies all helped out. We put that little metal thing under there, and we did that. And I was able to race, and it didn't break, but I didn't want to have to buy a whole new sled. And I got two races coming up, right? So I got to Scobia and Arrowhead like 1 month apart. See, I still got my sign on there. See that? Freaking, I love that race. It's so hard. It kicks my ass every year, but not this year. And so anyway, I just found a local guy, and I got him all fired up to work on a sled. He goes, "What? A sled?" I go, "Yeah, a sled. It's a racing sled, dude. This is like the real deal. Good karma for you." So I'm going down this afternoon to meet. 11:30 right now, and I'm already at 1,163 calories, and I have, I got 1,800 for the day. So I'm already, I'm down to like 640 calories left or something. But what I do is, if I'm hungry in the morning like this, I try and do shakes. I try and do these, I'm doing the turkey, I'm doing the egg beaters, protein shakes, turkey and a banana, egg beaters. I throw some cheese in those egg beaters. Then I got turkey, which I also throw in the egg beaters. And then I got oatmeal, so for some carbs, and I got the banana up here, a couple bananas for carbs. And then if I'm still like kind of hungry, I go, I'm going to my tofu dogs already, 3 of those. And because what I find is, if I kind of push, what I mean, when I'm in the morning, if I'm hungry, keep eating, make it solid stuff though that's filling. Try to make it solid and filling. The best bang for my buck with the calories. And then a lot of times it stops. All of a sudden, I get 1 o'clock in the afternoon or something. I'm just not even hungry till later. And then it's like, wow, that was cool. Because you don't want to be starving all day. And I noticed that if I spread my meals, like if I just keep waiting to eat, and kind of space them out 2 or 3 hours, sometimes that doesn't work that good. I'm just like hungry all day, and I never really ever stop the hunger. And so I think doing this way has seemed to help. It's like feed the hunger, as dense of calories as possible. I do my 3.5 glasses of water in the morning. I'll probably chug another glass of water now. Not to mention that I'm just always like sipping off this fancy water. Always I got a reputation. I got to have fancy water. Actually, I just like the bubbles, but the bubbly water goes down slower. And so I'll just go to the sink. I don't do fancy water. I go right to the sink and just chug down. couple glasses of water to try and get that hunger thing to go away. It's like, go away, little hunger, go away. And then I tell you, it stops, and then all of a sudden you can go hours and not notice, and then all of a sudden, wow, it's like 4 or 5 o'clock, and you still got 300 or 400 calories to go, and you're like, I got it.
I guess the best way to improve this would be the same thing, since this seems to have worked already.
It made it 85 miles, and then I almost froze to death, but made it that
So
far.
we're gonna make it last a little bit longer.
And you could do like you'll get one of these, the metal ones on each side.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do a thicker metal tube, and just a little bit longer, like from here to here,
Yeah, my cell phone, man.
on both sides.
Your cell phone again, actually. Get
And
that
we'll
far
do
away.
like a thin wall, so it's as light as possible.
Yeah.
And just gust it inside here, and it should be
Wrote it on my
strong.
number on your guys' car.
There you go.
A little better than
That'll
that.
be perfect, man.
Cool.
That'll be perfect. Is that your sign right there, Hot Rods?
It is tot rods.
Tot Rods.
Tot rods, like hot rods.
Tot Rods. I'll take a shot of the tot rod.
Cool.
And Furley, look at that, I got Furley in it. All right, you guys, awesome,
Cool, man.
So this, so you do custom, like the cars out there, all custom
Yeah, we
and
do
stuff.
a lot of hot rods, a lot of custom repair, automobilia, gas pumps, mailboxes,
That's awesome, man. I like it.
Snow sleds.
Yeah, that's going on the brochure. All right, so that was cool. I love that Eddie guy. Those guys are, they're like, they're working on fancy cars, and they're like hot rods and stuff. They're like artists, So that's why you can bring a sled in there, and he's like gonna work with you trying to fix it because it's cool, because he doesn't get those all the time, and he's like, and like I said, he's a craftsman, and he's gonna figure out how to, like I said, he was gonna fix up my sled as good as possible. One thing I did learn though, he's gonna fix it up a little better than we had it temporarily fixed last year when it cracked on the side, but it's going in retirement after these 2 races. I gotta get a new sled after this, even though, but it's going out with 2 big wins. It's gonna go out with 2 big wins. That sled has been through the works with me, man. Minus 48 degrees, blizzards. It's been frozen. The zipper's been frozen solid to where I couldn't open it up on it. On the top of it, the canvas on the top and the cover. And I love that sled, man. I'll have to put it in retirement in my apartment. Like kind of make a little place of honor for it until I run out of room. Then it'll probably have to go in the dumpster. Sounds terrible. That's how life is. Once you're not good anymore, you're in the dumpster. But I'll use it this year. I'm going to use it this year. I think it's got 2 more races in it. And it was a good session. I got here earlier than normal. Normally this is like my last workout of the day a lot of times, and I'm in here at like 7 or even 8, 8:30, 9. I think I've been here as late as 9 before, walking out close to 10 o'clock at night. Those are tough. And the ones when I have that type of situation, I like to stay on the machines. I stay on the machines like 90-something% of the time anyway. But I really like to stay on the machines when I'm really tired, because you don't have to think a lot on the machines, you know. And so, but tonight I felt really good. I don't know what it was. I literally was hungry all day long. I felt like I didn't have enough calories. I got to 1,600 calories. I got enough so I can do one more shake, like 150 calorie, 160 calorie shake. And that's protein shake, and that's all I got left. And I was like, I've been kind of agitated and hungry all day. And then all of a sudden I just felt good. I felt good, and I had a great session of lifting weights. And so I was on the machines, and I go, I think I'm gonna go do some free weights. Well, I'm in there like close to 5, right, when everybody's getting off work, and all the really serious weightlifters in there, and the big buffy guys, and they lift free weights, man. And I'm like, how do I get in here and get some free weight action? So anyway, I did a barbell. I want to sound like I know what I'm talking about to you guys. But I did a barbell session, and I did a couple sessions, and I'm going like, yeah, I don't lift very heavy anyway. So these guys, I'm not using their weights, because I'm using a little lighter weights, you know. And then I don't know what the etiquette is on it. I do a couple sets, and I set my barbell down, because it's crowded, man. I set my barbell down for a second, and some guy picks it up and walks down the gym with it. I go, damn, back to the machines. I understand how the machines work. The casual guys are on the machines, and that free weights is where the serious guys hang out, and it's like, get back to your machines where you belong. One workout to go, going to Yoga Flame. Hey, I don't normally, like later in the evening like this, which feels really late because of the darkness now, you know, how we had undaylight savings, whatever it's called, back to standard time. And so yeah, I normally would stay away from the house, because when it's dark out and it's been a long day and I'm going to a 7 o'clock yoga, I wouldn't come home. But I had room for a shake, and so the most bang I'm gonna get for my bucks, under 200 calories, that's quick, is a big protein shake. So I came home to have that, ran my calories up right to 1,800 calories, and heading for yoga. But I'll tell you, I got home, I sit on that couch for a little bit, and it like could suck you in, man. That couch could suck you in. So I gotta get out of here now. I just the class, the instructor that I was just with, Dylan, it's like he works really hard on the breath, and I really think that's going to help me a lot when I get on the mountain. We do things like we stand on tennis balls or other type of balls, whatever. Today was a tennis ball, but you know, like on the bottom of your foot to cause pain. And then when you get the pain, you're supposed to breathe through it to relax while you're feeling the pain. And it's interesting because it's the same type of stuff I would need to do on the mountain if I get stressed out on one of these mountains, Denali or Aconcagua. It's like, not breathe through the pain, breathe through the stress. Breathe through the pain when I'm stepping on that tennis ball today, but breathe through the stress on the mountain. I got to just keep practicing that breathing. I think it's like the key. It's going to help me a lot. 1,800 calories right on the nose. 1,800 or less means the big X. Tough day today, man. Hungry early. Kind of got over it for a few hours, then it came back again strong later. Hungry. But I don't care if I have to be all the way hungry to Tuscobia. I'm going to keep this X chain alive. I'm getting skinny too. Very sinewy. You can see right here I got a 190 I'm going for. So tomorrow will be an interesting day. See where I'm at weight wise. I may have to start my fast as usual about 4 o'clock on Wednesday evening, Wednesday late afternoon. All right, have a great night.